In this video, we're going to talk about the real reasons you want to make a midlife career change. And it's not some big secret. It's an evolutionary process that I want to point out to you, a three-step process that you're on, that I'm on, that every worker is on. You know, work is the one thing we spend most of our waking hours doing. So it better be something that excites us, that gets us juiced in the morning, that we really want to do. I'm going to point out what that evolutionary process is and why you're hankering to get to the work you've always wanted to do. Hi, I'm Paul Peugeot with Whole Worker, and I've been training professionals like yourself in career development skills for the past 20 years. Hey, if you like this video, give it a like right now, and also subscribe to this channel and ring that bell when you do so that you get notified every time I post a new video, which is weekly. And stick with me to the end because I've got a free tool for you that'll take your career change thoughts to the next level. Let's get to it. Okay, in this video, I want to take a deeper dive into a concept that I've shared on a couple previous videos. I call the 3 H's: hands, head, and heart. You see, we all move through a natural evolution in our work, working with our hands, to working with our heads, to working with our heart. It happens quite naturally for all of us. And I want to take a little bit deeper dive into each one of those segments of the evolution so that you can understand why it is you want to make a midlife career change. It's not because you're lazy, it's not because you're bored, it's because something is tugging at you. There's a work inside you that's dying to come out. And I want you to get to that. That's what we're all about here at Whole Worker. So let's get to the first aspect of that evolutionary process, working with our hands. Think about it. When we started off in life, you know, say around 18 years old when we first started to have to work, or maybe earlier in high school, we didn't have many skills that were marketable, that we could really earn a living at. So we probably did something manually. We worked with our hands. Maybe we were flipping burgers, maybe we were cutting lawns, whatever it was, it probably was something manual. And that serves for a while. Usually it serves through our education process, you know, whether we're finishing up high school and going into trade school or into university and taking a degree. Those kinds of manual labor jobs work fine, but they cease to satisfy after a while. And they cease to satisfy in many ways. One of the ways is economically. You're only going to earn so much working with your hands, except for some skills, of course. If you're a master painter or a master sculptor, sure, you can command any price you want if you're an artisan. But for most of us working with our hands, our economic output, or rather our economic income, is going to be very, very small. So we get tired of that. So what do? We move to the next stage in the worker's evolution, and that is working with our heads. So now we come to the second phase of the worker's evolution, and that is working with our hands to working with our heads. And this usually comes after we've gotten some education, usually maybe gone to college, university, and we've mastered some field of study, maybe one of the sciences, engineering, or marketing, any of the above. And we learned that as we get out into the workforce, we can generate a lot more income, generate a lot more wealth by working with our heads. Again, we're excluding the arts. Obviously, if you're a gifted artist, you're going to make a lot working with your hands. But most of us get stuck, as a matter of fact, in this phase of career development, working with our heads. And we figured that this was the end all and be all, that here it is, I understand this field of study, I understand this market, and I'm plowing my skills working with my brain here. But that's not all there is. There's another step, and it's a step that many people are taking today because they've got this nagging question on their minds. And the question is that all there is? Is this it? So I've learned how to work with my head, but you know what? I feel unfulfilled. Well, if you're asking yourself those questions, then you're at the transition, at least, to the third stage of the worker's evolution, and that is working with your heart. We'll talk about that next. Now, the third step, or third phase in the worker's evolution, is working with your heart. Now, not everybody gets there. Not everybody wants to get there. Some people feel fine working with their heads and staying right there, plying their skills and their trade within their field of study, within their marketplace. That's all fine and good. But there are some people, and I'm guessing you're one of them, who has a desire for something more. You want to work with your heart. And those people are the ones that are asking themselves, isn't there more? There's something inside me that wants to come out. This often happens, this questioning happens after about 7 to 10 years in your chosen field. Now, it might be, if you're one of the ones feeling like you're stuck in your work, it might be after several cycles of 7 to 10 years. Maybe you've gone through 2 of those cycles, or maybe even 3 of those cycles, and you find yourself asking yourself, is this all there is? There's a work within me I want to get out. What is that? It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're bored. It's because there's been a work placed within you that you've been dying to get to. Maybe you want to touch more lives. Maybe you want to reach a larger audience. Maybe there's something specific you want to do, like write a book or start a business, and you haven't been able to do that because you've been sort of trapped in that corporate ho-hum, doing every day, 9 to 5 kind of thing. So working with your heart starts as sort of a nagging feeling in the back of your head and in your heart, quite frankly, that says there's more to this than just 9 to 5. There's something I want to accomplish. Those are folks that want to work with their heart. They want to get out there and do something greater. They want to affect more people. They want to reach a larger audience. They want to make an impact. And it's never been easier than today to make that impact. I'm going to show you how. Now, for all of you who want to get or find yourself in that place where you want to work with your heart and not stay just working with your head, I'm here to tell you it's never been easier to get to the work you've always wanted to do. If you want to head out on your own and start a business or write a book or start a YouTube channel even, whatever it is, it's never been easier. You can farm out all the skills you don't have to other people who will gladly do them for you. Virtual assistants, virtual admins, they're a dime a dozen. There's plenty of companies that will do all that back office accounting, the collection of fees, the bookkeeping, all of that stuff. I don't do any bookkeeping or accounting. I have bookkeepers and accountants do that because they're good at it, and I, quite frankly, am not. I just write the checks. So all of those skills can be co-opted from others. Web design, there's no reason to say you can't get a website up because there's plenty of people who will do it for you and do it for you on the cheap and get it done really, really well. Social media partners to run your accounts, all of that can be done. Here's what I don't want you doing. I don't want you saying, Paul, I'm a dinosaur. I can't learn these things. You can learn them. And even the ones that you think you don't want to learn, you can farm out to others to get to the work you've always wanted to do. Okay, I hope that helps explain the evolutionary process that you've been going through as a worker. From working with your hands, to your head, to working with your heart. And I want to encourage you to get to that final stage in the evolution because there's a work within you dying to come out, and we all need to see it. We need to know what that thing is that you want to reach the world with. So, in order to help you do that, in addition to these 3 steps, I want to give you a free ebook. It won't take you long to read. It's about 20-30 minutes really, and it's entitled Blend, Why You'll Never Achieve Work-Life Balance and Shouldn't Even Try. And in it are 10 ways you could begin to look at your skills and the future a little differently to get to the work you've always wanted to do. It's free for the download. You can find it underneath the comments below in the show notes. All right? Now there's lots of ways you can join in the Whole Worker community. You could follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We're on all those social media channels, as well as here on YouTube. And as a matter of fact, if you found this video useful, I'd love it if you give it a like. And while you're doing that, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell when you do so that you'll get notified every time I post a new video. And if you found this video in particular helpful, I'd love it if you'd type a comment in the comments below. And if you can't think of anything to type, just write, "Hey, that was helpful, Paul." I'd appreciate it. I'm Paul Peixotte with Whole Worker. Thanks for watching.